Ian Ward here at LearnTheHarmonica.com. Today we're looking at the Dyna-Mic Nighthawk harmonica microphone. This is a really innovative microphone with some really cool features that I can't wait to tell you about, so let's get on with it. So the Nighthawk is the latest incarnation of the Dyna-Mic, which is an invention created by Mitch Grainger, great harmonica player and inventor, who seems committed to creating an all-rounder microphone that can give you a clean sound, also a dirty sound. It can be for handheld or for rack playing as well. And I think this microphone has loads of features that really help bring the best out of all of those environments. So let's have a look at what we've got here. So you can see it's got this kind of half moon sort of shape. So the microphone arrives with a standard gasket in place. That's this front bit holding the microphone here. But you can upgrade to a pro gasket like this one, designed to specifically fit your harmonica. So I'm using a Special 20 and the pro gasket fits really, really lovely and snug. I think it's probably going to help you even more with avoiding feedback and containing as full a sound as possible. But to be honest, I find that the standard one works fine for me, and I've just been using this. They come off really easily and you can just replace them as needed. It's nicely sort of put together and easy to connect the different modules. What this gasket does is it contains the harmonica securely and safely, obviously, but also it gives you that lovely rich sound that you get, which normally you'd need to use your hands to achieve. Now with this microphone, you can either hold it on the edges and it's still nice and secure and has a big sound, or not even hold it at all. You could put it into a harmonica rack and you'll still get the same sound because this gasket is containing and angling that sound in the way that you would have to do yourself normally. The other thing about the gasket is it is feedback resistant, so you shouldn't have any problems with feedback when you're using this microphone, which is of course the common enemy of harmonica players. It's got a 1/4" jack input, so this is just a normal guitar cable and that plugs in fine. I did find I used a cheap guitar cable first and it didn't fall out, but it felt like it was a little bit loose, although it does go flush. Anyway, I'm using a better guitar cable and that seems to have solved that problem. The other thing you could do is upgrade to a locking jack, which is one of the options when you buy the microphone, which will give you a secure fit. So in order to control and change your sound on this mic, we've got two knobs here. The first one on top is just the power and volume control. So that's just going to turn it on and off and obviously change the volume. But then underneath that, we've got this bigger knob and that is going to control your tone. So you can actually go from a cleaner sound to a dirtier sound. So just to demo that for you, I'm going to give you an example first of a clean sound and then of the tone cranked up so you can hear the difference. So hopefully you could hear some difference between the clean and dirty sound there. So we've got a kind of onboard preamp with this. So I think the idea is that you don't need to then worry about amps and pedals and all of that stuff in terms of shaping your sound. You just need this one thing straight into a PA and you've got a sound. You could put it through an amp, and I have tried it. I've tried with a couple of different amps here and you get an even crunchier, even dirtier sound. So it's entirely up to you, but I think the idea is that you don't need that amp. You can kind of bypass all of that. Let me show you some of the other features on the bottom here. So this here is a strong magnet that will allow this to sit onto most harp racks or holders. So most of the standard widely available racks will allow this to sit on top if you're someone who likes to play in a rack, and you should still be able to achieve a similar sound. The other things we've got here, this is really exciting. Well, this is basically just a mute pedal, which is really, really useful because if you need to switch harmonicas, or you're not using it for a song but you don't want to have to go over to the PA and fiddle with all of that, and you want to avoid feedback, then you can just switch that off. And then the other thing here is a little wah switch, which I think this is just so cool and so innovative, and I love the conscientiousness of Mitch and his team for coming up with this. So you can actually get a wah sound through the microphone. It's an infrared sensor just here that picks up your hand coming on and off, and it will sound close to the sound you get when you do an acoustic wah. I've found that it's a little bit more like a wah pedal, but it's still got that wah 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 sound. It's incredible. So let me give you a little demo of, I'll just do some exaggerated kind of wah sound so you can hear what I'm doing. I do find some of the controls under here a little bit fiddly, and I have knocked the volume a couple of times by mistake when playing, but I'm sure I'll get used to that. I think it's to do with just getting used to where my hands need to be for this specific piece of kit. Let's talk about power. So this is battery operated. It's a condenser mic. It needs a battery, and there's a little connector here for when it needs to be charged. It's dead quick and easy to charge. It comes with a little USB charger, so you can put it straight into a USB, but it also comes with an adapter if you want to plug it into the wall, or you could use your own adapter. The battery life is really long. You can get, I think, over 70 hours of playing time with this, but when it has reached about 12 hours of use, this light here, which is the power light, starts flashing. So that means they recommend you charge it, although you could actually carry on using it for many hours after that, but it's advised to charge. And when you do charge it, it doesn't take very long at all. It's dead easy and quick. One more thing, if you use custom harmonicas and you're thinking they might not fit into this microphone, then it's worth contacting Dyna-Mic, because they can create custom gaskets to suit your harmonicas. And last I heard, they were developing a gasket for chromatic harmonica as well. Bottom line, I think this is a really, really cool product. I think it's useful for most harmonica players. I think it'll be especially exciting for people who struggle to grip and hold a standard microphone, maybe people with small hands, or just people who've never found that grip that works for them. This means that you don't have to work out how to seal around the harmonica and get a big sound. And of course, it is also going to give you a nice amplified sound without holding the harmonica itself for rack playing. So I'm really impressed with Mitch. I'm really impressed with the team for coming up with this. And I know they're just going to keep innovating as well, because this is only the latest incarnation of the Dyna-Mic. I'll put a link in the description so you can go to the Dyna-Mic website and you can order this microphone if you want to try it out. And all that's left is for me to do a little bit more playing. Let me know in the comments what you think of the mic, and I'll see you again soon. Cheers.